Hi, Bob Hui here from Wild Rose Advanced Toastmaster Club. And my guest today is longtime member Carol Blair, who is presently serving as our educational VP, along with myself as president, for another few days. And then we're both free. So, Carol, welcome to this little chat.
Thank you, Bob.
All right. I'm going to ask you some of the same questions that I've asked everybody else in the club. And the first one is, tell us a little bit about your Toastmaster journey.
Well, I feel I have had an exceptional journey. I joined Toastmasters in 1978. I know that's a very long time ago. I joined when I was an executive director of a public health organization in Wetaskiwin, and our board chair was a Toastmaster. And I was someone who was rather nervous about speaking off the cuff. Anyway, she invited me to come to one of their meetings, and the rest is history. I absolutely loved the program, became very involved in our local club at that time, and then quickly sort of accelerated into district officer roles, becoming the what we call the district educational director. Actually, I'm not sure I've even got the titles right now. It's so long ago. The
Lieutenant Governor
titles
of
have
Education.
changed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lieutenant
then
Governor of Education.
yes, that's
I
right.
remember
Exactly.
that.
That's what it was.
That
Yes.
was one of my favorite years.
Yes. Well, I was actually an area governor prior to that, and then moved into that educational role. Then became, and we were, I think, number two in the world that year. We
Oh,
had a
cool.
phenomenal district team led by Melody Kunis, who was the district governor. So we smashed all kinds of records, quite frankly, with the help of many Toastmasters in the district, including Peter Costwin, who was always sponsoring new clubs. Went on from there to become the district governor, and then shortly after that, had an opportunity to run for the international director position, which I did, and very much enjoyed that experience. And then now I'm a has-been in terms of all of those roles.
You're a
But
lady with a past. What can I say?
yeah,
But
but
a productive past.
yeah, so I have really enjoyed my Toastmasters experience. I worked in downtown Edmonton for many years and joined a Downtowners Toastmasters Club at that point because that was easier for me than continuing with the Wetaskiwin Peace Pipe Toastmasters. And then from there, I joined Wild Rose, and of course, I have remained with Wild Rose since that time.
Wow.
So
So,
it's been a phenomenal experience, and an experience I would highly recommend to anyone who is struggling with communication skills, with leadership skills. I've learned an incredible amount over the years.
wow. You just answered one of my other questions. One of my questions I normally ask is, what would you suggest to somebody who's thinking about Toastmasters? That's Mr. Dusty. Go away, cat. I'm talking to this nice lady. Anyway, but I wanted to ask you, my cat's distracting me. I wanted to also ask you, what was the attraction for joining Wild Rose? Because that's one of the things I've asked people. Like,
Oh,
why,
the
why
attraction.
Rose?
Yes. The attraction for me was twofold. First of all, I knew a number of the members in Wild Rose, one of whom was Melody Kunis, the past district governor. And I knew a lot of other Toastmasters, and they held a standard, a very high standard that I loved and appreciated. And I just felt I could continue to advance in my communication and leadership skills. I would say it was more of a formal club.
Hmm.
It was a dinner club. Always had dinner.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, we were meeting at the Shaw Conference Center, but there were many talented Toastmasters in that club who I had worked with at other levels in the organization. And I just wanted to be a part of them. And it was also for me, because I had a very busy consulting career, helpful not to have a weekly meeting. So
Yeah.
for a while I did both, but it was it was more than I could manage successfully,
Yeah,
that I wanted to manage
I can
anyway.
relate to that. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I joined Wild Rose, because I was a member of the Advanced Speakers Club in BC. Inger was also a member of that club later. But same thing, you know, with my business and traveling and stuff, a weekly club just wouldn't work. And
Mhm,
even sometimes the monthly one didn't work. But uh,
mhm,
it was nice to be able to be connected and spend some time because Toastmasters is family for me.
mhm. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So I know you've had a very rich career in Toastmasters. I know you've been very involved with Wild Rose, and I think you said 11 or 12 years on the executive, something like
mhm.
that.
Yeah, it
And
has been
we're
12
finally setting you free for a while.
years.
So what are you going to do with all your spare time now that you're not going to be on the executive board?
I will continue to support the club and try to do my best in maintaining the standard that I think we need to hold as an advanced club.
Good for
Um,
you.
I think that's extremely important. I just believe when we say we're an advanced club, people have to have an experience that's
Yeah.
beyond what they would experience in a regular club.
Yeah.
I think we need to really be enhancing our communication and leadership skills. I think we need to be addressing challenging topics, whether it's Toastmasters or speeches, which was really behind my idea of doing this educational program in advance in terms of determining topics that I thought were topical in
Hmm.
this day and age, and looking at people who had special expertise where
Yeah.
we could get a featured speaker or just people who had experience, may not have expertise per se, but have knowledge and experience in the field so that we can keep growing in those areas because the world needs people who are effective communicators and are effective leaders.
Yeah. Well, I for one have appreciated the work that you've done this year and previous years, but especially this year because we've worked together on the executive. And
Mhm,
I agree with you. You know, for a long time, unfortunately, we were a club that met once a month, but we really weren't as advanced as we needed to be. I know our incoming president is Ross, and I talked to him about it several times, saying, uh, I talked to Dave Rodwell about it way back when, you know, who was also a president of our club, that, you know, people need to see that we're really pushing them past their norm, because otherwise
mhm.
it separates us from the weekly clubs. And I think that that goes to why would we invite people to come visit Wild Rose, and why would we not invite them to come and join us? So I'm going to give you the last word to answer those questions.
I think for the reasons I've already mentioned, I think we offer a quality experience in our meetings. I think we do advance the skills in terms of both prepared and impromptu speaking. I think one of the most valuable skill sets we offer is that of evaluation, speech
Mhm.
evaluations, and also general meeting evaluations, which I think are critical too in giving all the key roles in our club, giving those individuals who have held them for that meeting or holding them for that meeting some feedback on what
Mhm.
they did well. And of course, in areas in which they can improve. And I think our evaluation skills are high quality, and I think they're critical in a club like ours. We
Mhm.
will only advance if we learn. Otherwise, we stay status quo, we become static, and that's not the nature of human beings.
No.
We are designed to keep growing and to keep reaching our potential, and we need to help people on that journey.
Mhm. Wow. You make an amazing person to interview, you know, but I want to thank you on behalf of the club for all the work that you've done and will continue to do. And I
Mhm,
want to invite anybody who's watching this, whenever that happens, to come and meet Carol and myself. Come and visit Wild Rose Toastmasters. We meet normally the last Thursday of the month, and we'd be happy to see you. Keep in mind you need to be already a little bit advanced with 2 levels in a pathways to be eligible to join. But we're glad to have visitors regardless. And then we've had people come and see us and go back and get their designations and what they need, and they come back and say, now can I join? And
mhm.
that's how we've built our club. So again, thank you very much, Carol. And
Yes, you're welcome, Bob. Thank you for the opportunity.